Hi everyone, my name's Allison and I am your Vinted Value Mama. Today I'm going to be talking about how to sell your secondhand clothes fast online. It doesn't matter if we're talking about Vinted, eBay, Depop, ThreadUp, any other site. There are probably thousands of people out there selling something very similar to yours, if not the exact same item. I wish there was some hack I could give you, like only list your items on Tuesday afternoon and they sell fast. But unfortunately, that's just not real life. If you want someone to buy your clothes instead of one of the thousands of other sellers out there, then you need to put more work into your listing than the thousands of other sellers out there. We're going to be talking about 3 different areas. You need good photos, good descriptions, and good prices. Today, I'm just going to be talking about a basic overview, but I do have videos coming out for better photos and better descriptions. So be sure to subscribe if you want to stay on top of those. And remember, as you watch this video, you might be thinking to yourself, I don't really need to do that. I sell just fine without doing that. Someone else said that they sell just fine without doing that. It's not really necessary. And that's probably true. You don't really need to do all of these things to sell your clothes online. But you do need to do all of these things if you want to sell your clothes fast online. Remember, that's what we're talking about today. First up, we're going to talk about price. I really recommend that you make your listing with the best price that you would be willing to accept. Now, I know a lot of people will say, I'd rather get a bit more money actually. We can start it off high and we can lower it if no one's interested. We can always offer a discount if the price is a bit higher at first and still make a good amount of money. But those people are not trying to sell fast. The most visibility you're going to have for your listing is when you first list it. That's when Vinted is showing it to everybody in their recommended feed. That's when you have the best chance of getting a lot of clicks, a lot of likes, and hopefully a sale. And let's be honest, cheap clothes sell faster than expensive clothes. If you start off your listing with the lowest price you'd be willing to accept, you're going to get more clicks, you're going to get more likes, and you're going to get someone who wants to buy it from you. Of course, if you want to get an idea of what a fair price is, you can search the app yourself and see if anyone is selling something really similar and how much they're charging for it. But keep in mind, that person did not sell their clothes fast. You can check and see how long it's been listed for, how many clicks it's gotten in that time, how many likes, and maybe lower the price a bit from that one. And on other platforms like eBay, for example, you can see how much an item has sold for in the past. So that will give you a better idea of how much things are actually selling for rather than how much they are listed for. Now, the good news is that you don't have to set rock bottom prices in order to sell fast on Vinted if you are following the rest of the advice I'm going to cover in this video. But it is probably a good idea to set your expectations somewhere in the mid-range. Next up, we're going to talk about photos for your listing. And you don't need any professional camera equipment to take wonderful photos. The next video I'm putting out is going to be how to take professional quality photos for your listing with your phone at home. Be sure to keep an eye out for that one. I find, though, that professional quality photos isn't really the problem. The problem with a lot of listings is not the quality of the photos, it's the quantity of the photos. You really want to make your listing so that someone sees it and it answers all the questions they could possibly have. It reassures them that they're making a great choice, and they think to themselves, perfect, I'll just buy that one. That's how you sell your clothes fast. So, we're talking about a picture of the garment, pictures of all the tags, the material tags, the size tags, the washing instructions. We're talking about measurements. Usually, length and width is pretty good. There are always going to be people out there who want to know what the inseam is and how big this is and what exactly is the length from the shoulder to the cuff. But that's really uncommon, I would say. Most people are perfectly happy if they just have the length and the width. We're talking about a picture of any closures, buttons, zippers, that kind of thing. A close-up shot of the material. Is it shiny? Is it fluffy? If there's a pattern, what exactly does the pattern look like close up? And, of course, pictures of any defects that you might have in your garment. Just because you want someone to say, oh, it's perfect for me, doesn't mean you have to pretend that it's perfect. We're all shopping secondhand here. We all know that there's going to be signs of wear and tear. There might be a small stain or a small hole. If you list your item in satisfactory or good condition, and you don't have pictures of those defects, it causes a lot of uncertainty for the buyer. They're going to be thinking, well, it looks fine, but I don't know, it's in satisfactory condition. I can't really see the back. I wonder what's wrong with it. As opposed to, okay, it's got a tiny little spot on the cuff, but I always roll my cuffs up, so I really don't care about that. That's what we're going for certainty. Now you might be thinking to yourself, I'm not going to bother taking photos of all that, I'll just write it in the description. But remember, if you want to sell your clothes fast, you have to banish uncertainty from the buyer's mind. And seeing is believing. If you just write everything in the description, they're not really going to believe you. But if you actually take photos of all these things, then they're going to be ready to click on pay. You might also be thinking to yourself, I don't have time to take all of these pictures for something that I'm maybe gonna sell for like 5 or 10 euros. Two things. Number one, I'm going to show you how I take pictures with the garment just flat on the floor. I find that saves a lot of time. You can just lay it out nice and flat. You put the measuring tape down here, you put the measuring tape down here, you take a couple photos, you throw it aside, you get the next one in, you got a whole nice assembly line going. But the other thing I wanted to say is that if you want your item to sell faster than everyone else's, then I'm sorry, you have to do more work than everyone else is. Speaking of which, let's talk about the description. The description is actually really easy. Everything that you took a picture of, you describe it. If you took a picture of the zipper, say that it has a silver zipper. If you took a picture of the tag, say that it's 75% wool, 25% acrylic. I know that's really annoying for a lot of sellers. You're probably sitting there right now thinking, why would I write a description if they can just see the pictures and you just told me that the pictures are good and not the description? Let me explain. The description is very important for people who are searching for something. If I'm looking for a new cardigan and I want it to come to a certain length, then I'm searching the description for measurements. I can't search the photos for measurements. The search function just doesn't work that way. So if you have a good price and good photos, then the people who are seeing it on the recommended feed are more likely to click. If you have good photos and a good description, then the person who is searching for something specific is going to be able to find your item and will be happy to click on it. And when you have both of those going at the same time, that's when you can really sell things faster. Again, I've got another video coming out on how to write great descriptions soon. But for now, just keep in mind that if you have all the photos, you have a great description, the person who's searching for exactly that item can find it really easily. And if the person knows this is exactly what I've been looking for, they're going to be a bit more likely to spend a bit more money on it. That's it for today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can catch the next 2 videos. And if you're new to selling on Vinted, be sure to watch this video on common scams and how to avoid them. I know a lot of people are really worried about scams, and there's one in particular that new sellers tend to fall for.